If you are either worried or rejoicing that my CRT is off, because it seems very random on if someone's speakers pick up on the screeching or not. Don't worry, it's fine. It's just the buttons don't work right, and every time we lose power, for some reason that resets where it is on the channels. And I didn't want to dig out my Wii U gamepad, which is the only universal remote I have, so that's its only purpose pretty much nowadays, just to change the channel so that we could see Smash Bros in the background. I am sorry. So I really didn't think I would be able to get a Switch 2 on launch day. We were going to pre-order, but I really don't like online pre-orders. I just would rather not mess with it. And I'd heard GameStop was still doing them in person, and we were planning on going to do that, but our car was in the shop and we were both sick, me and Ryder both. So we were like, you know what? We will just wait until they can keep them in stock. Turns out that was day one. I don't know if they still are, but it's like we didn't even try that hard. I thought about trying hard. We needed to go grocery shopping the day, like, before it came out, so like going into that midnight launch. And I saw a line starting to form outside of the GameStop, and I was like, we could go stand in that line. Didn't even need to. Glad we didn't. Though it is fun talking to people that are excited about the same thing, but I do like midnight releases and standing in lines, actually. But our friend, during his lunch break, just waltzed into GameStop, and they still had a bunch of them. And so Ryder did the same thing on his lunch break. And now, we have a Switch 2. That is sideways. And I don't know if that's because of the controversies that have been going around with the Switch 2, which we will touch on, or if Nintendo had just actually properly prepared for this console launch. I don't know, like I said, if they're still in stock, but yeah, Ryder was actually able to surprise me a little bit. I was very suspicious whenever I got home with the Switch. Now, we did just get the regular bundle, but apparently they also still had the bundle with Mario Kart World, like, included digitally with it, but we all know I'm a physical hoarder, and so Ryder got me this separate, which I do prefer. That is kind of what I was wanting to do, even though it was technically more money this way. Even the GameStop employee was confused. I don't want to have it taking up space on the Switch 2, because from what I've heard, it does not have enough storage, especially for the people that do play almost exclusively digitally. I know you can get one of the SD cards, but... And if we ever get, like, say, an OLED Switch 2 or one of the limited editions and I want to play on there, I just like being able to plop it in. There's something nice about the analogness. I shouldn't show the inside. It has our GameStop receipt. I will not dox myself today. It's just what I prefer. I don't need to explain myself. And that's the only game we have on it right now, so... I know this probably won't be the most professional review, but like your friend, you know? That's always the vibe of this channel. You're just chatting with your friend about the latest whatever. Or retro things. There's that too. But I am very excited about the Switch 2. I have been, even despite a lot of the rage going on against it, which I also understand. I'm a Nintendo drone, but not like completely mindless. Because yes, this thing is expensive. Yes, this thing is expensive. In this current economy, bold, and I completely understand there's a whole lot of things that people don't like that Nintendo is doing lately, and I think that's fair. However, there has also been like a lot of rage bait about it, which has just not been true, which I want to touch on real quick. I don't want this whole video to be like negative stuff. That's just not who I am, but I just wanted to touch on at least some of the like rumors that were going around that weren't true, because they were things that had kind of worried me a little. This didn't cost any more than it does on the eShop. Yeah, it cost more than the bundle, but the bundle had it priced at like $50 pretty much. This was $80. That's a lot. Is it worth it? I'm not sure yet. These are first impressions. I have played this. I've played a good amount. I love it. So much. It very well could be my favorite Mario Kart. I love the free roam. We'll get more into it later. But it did not cost $90, like a lot of people were saying, and that was easily fact checkable before the Switch 2 even came out. I could literally go on Best Buy's website and they had the physical edition listed for $80 the whole time, and people were still yelling about it. Like, oh, that's one of the things I hate most, and what has made me seclude away from the internet a fair bit is that people just like to be mad, and then God forbid you're excited about something that they're mad about. And all the YouTube videos, legitimately, the GameStop employee had some of these misconceptions. I was talking to a Walmart employee that worked into the tech, and she was telling me it was gonna cost $100. So please do yourself a favor, and if you follow people on Twitter, wherever, or watch people on YouTube that are just constantly rage baiting about things that end up, especially when they end up not being true, and then never acknowledge that, stay away from it. It's a blight on the internet, but also an inevitability. And also, a lot of people were saying that all of the cartridges for the Switch 2 were essentially just digital keys for the game. You still have to connect to the internet and download it, so once those servers were shut off, that'd be it. That's also not true. I was able to play this straight out of the box. There was one update that took literally a minute, but it wasn't downloading the game to my Switch. I could have just played it straight away without updating it. So, from my understanding, all the first-party Nintendo games and even like Cyberpunk and whatnot, they're on the cart. If they're not on the cart, there will be a big white box here that says like game key card or something like that. They are out there, and I don't like them. I think it's a waste of space, of resources, but the internet completely catastrophized it. Gosh, there was another rage bait thing which I fell for. Like, I knew the game key card one wasn't true, even though I kept hearing people say it. It was, once again, easily to just look at the box art and tell which ones were and weren't. But there was another one that got me, and I can't remember what it was, and then it wasn't true either. That's gonna bother me now. Oh, I should have written this down. Okay, I think I remember what it was, and I've not been able to prove this one yet because the game's not out yet. But people were saying if you bought the physical Switch 2 release of, say, like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, because that's the one I'm really excited for, that it would just be the Switch 1 game with a download code for the extra, like, content. And I heard that wasn't true either, so hopefully it's not, but I'll have to check back in with you later. But yeah, onto the Switch itself, it does feel really good. Like, just the joysticks are very satisfying, and I feel like the magnet thing, I'm a little bit worried I'm gonna tinker with it. To be honest, it's a little too close to where my fingers are sitting. Hopefully I can keep them up here. But I do actually really like the magnets. Like, they feel really powerful. Hopefully they don't weaken over the time. That's my only concern with it. But I do feel like I was noticing on my OLED especially, it felt a little bit loose on this side sometimes. And I definitely tinkered with that sometimes too, which probably didn't help. I do miss having themes. I mean, it's pretty much just a Switch 1, like, in how it looks. I think maybe it's a little rounder, but the UI is just very similar to the Switch 1. But the thing I wanted from this console the most was to be a more powerful Switch 1, because I loved the first Switch. It's probably my favorite console. That doesn't mean I didn't want them to add more whimsy to it, and I have to say, this design is so unfun. I'm being a lot more negative. Like, I swear I'm excited and happy about this. Just changes, you know? I miss the colorful Joy-Con. I don't know, the all black look is just very, like, I don't know, it reminds me of the darkness of the Wii U. And I like Nintendo when they're fun and whimsical. I don't have my Funtastic N64, well, yeah I do, never mind. I have the box, that's close enough, but like, can we bring back fun colors? I hope they still do fun limited editions. Honestly, part of me was tempted to wait to see if they would do, like, say, another Animal Crossing Switch or something like that, a Pokemon one, but yeah, though it does feel very, very premium. It definitely is a little boring looking, but the screen size is really nice. Like, it's a fair bit bigger. I feel like I'll grab my Switch 1, my OLED's in a different room. I just got my grubby little fingers all over the screen too, but see if I can do this without dropping it. Here's the Switch 1, and then it's going great. Here's the Switch 2. So you can see there's quite a size difference, and let me wake this up so you can kind of see where the screen actually is a little better. Sorry about the glare, I'm trying my best here, but yeah, definitely a size difference. I was a little bit worried about the Joy-Con size difference, because that is quite extreme, actually. But I think it's nice. Like, I'm a taller lady, but I've heard from shorter ladies that it's actually not too bad at being bigger like that, and I think it, I I don't know, maybe it'll be a less hand crampy. But it's definitely a bit of a for me to get down to the home button. I do like that you can charge it from the top, which is apparently needed. Because I've heard, I haven't played in handheld a whole lot yet. I've mostly been using it docked, but I've heard the battery life is not what you would hope it would be. I've heard when you're playing Mario Kart World, it's like 2 hours. And hopefully, you know, depending on different games, that'll be different. This one is pretty hefty. But I've heard it's 2 hours and it gets kind of hot because there is a built-in fan now for the Switch 2's dock. So I'm like, how's that gonna hold up when it's just this one fan? But now on to obsessing more about Mario Kart World. I love the tracks. There's a plane flying by that is so rude. Knockout Tour is great, though me and Reiner have been playing through all 50cc at the moment on everything, just to try to complete it all and then move to 100cc, which we have just started, but we haven't gotten to Knockout Tour's 100cc. I do feel like Knockout Tour, there was a lot of just straightaways. And my thing in Mario Kart is I love drifting. I'm very good at drifting. It does feel a fair bit different in this game. Like, it controls a fair bit different. And I do wish there were more, and maybe I haven't figured it out yet. I feel like there's a fair bit of things to grind on, but there's not enough, like, wall jumping moments. I haven't been able to quite figure out the wall jumping yet either, admittedly. So maybe that's a skill issue, but the free roam. The free roam makes me feel like I'm a kid, like, experiencing a Nintendo game for the first time again. Like, the sense of wonder and exploration with it. Y'all know exploration's like my favorite thing in games. And finding all the little secrets and all the little P-block challenges, and even just some of the challenges that you're just driving and then a bunch of charging chucks are on the road and you have to, like, throw a shell at them and just little things like that. Like, I'm so excited. Like, this is gonna be my new, like, cozy game. Like, just doing the free roam, though some of the challenges have already made me get a little sweaty, but that's okay. I don't like how the character menu is laid out. It feels very, like, random by default, but you are able to sort it to be by character, which is how I think it should have just been by default, but you are able to change that. I don't want to say too much about Rainbow Road. I don't want to show it in any B-roll, because if you want to experience it yourself, you should, because the sense of awe that came with that was amazing. But this is probably my favorite Rainbow Road, and just the special cup that goes with it, like the tree course. Love that sort of design. It's definitely, with 24 players, very chaotic, especially if you're in the middle of everything. Like, if you fall behind, oh my god. Like, I'm pretty good, like, at drifting, like I said, so I can get, especially since we've been playing on 50cc to clear it. Even in 100cc, 150 still remains to be seen. But, I'm pretty good at getting pretty far ahead just based on the drifting speed boosts. But if something hits me and I fall behind, they're all, like, clumped together, because you get a little speed boost, you know, when you're behind someone, and they're all trying to do it, and whew. I don't have Nintendo Switch Online. It's something I've been fighting with if I even want to get again, because I hate the concept of having to pay for my internet twice. I know it comes with other things, but that's kind of crossing the line for me. I'd rather just pay for the retro games as a subscription fee than to use my internet. But I can already tell you, I feel like that's going to be a nightmare in a chaotic fun way. Because people are going to get so good at this game. They're going to find all the, like, ultimate little strats. And it's going to be impossible on online, I feel like. So that'll definitely be interesting if I do get into that. The costumes are really cute. I love the costume system. I hope they keep that up. Honestly, that was something I hope in the next Smash Bros. They do more of. Like, not just costumes, but different iterations of the same character, you know? I knocked my ear off. But, like, with their different movesets from different games. Since I doubt they'll have as many third parties, obviously. Be hard to top Ultimate, but we'll see what they do. But yeah, I'm really liking Mario Kart World so far. I still am not sure if it's worth a full $80. I think maybe it will be. If they do free updates to add more characters and whatnot. Now, if they make you start paying for DLC, that's probably gonna, That's probably gonna annoy me a little bit, but I feel like I will be able to get many a hour out of this game. So I think for me it'll be worth it, but I'm also a huge Mario Kart fan. So you'll have to do your own judgment there if it's worth it to you. I'm just excited about a lot of the games coming up anyways. That's why I decided to go ahead and get a Switch 2. Was it Kirby Air Riders that did me in? Quite possibly. Do y'all think they're gonna sell me Skyrim again on it? Like, I feel like that's an inevitable thing, right? If it's a game key card, I'm not gonna get it. Probably. It's like, I'm pretty sure with the game key cards you can still resell them, but it's like, I just, not enough space, you know? I've also heard that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet finally runs well on the Switch 2, and I haven't played Violet yet, so I'm kind of looking forward to that too, so I guess I technically have another game for it. I feel like if it is worth it, only time will tell. I feel like definitely if you're unsure, wait for the freaks like me that will just buy anything that Nintendo puts out. That's not necessarily true, but jokes. Yeah, I definitely let some time pass if you're unsure and just kind of see how it goes, see what they release for it. But for me, a very big Nintendo fan, I am actually pretty excited, pretty happy about it. But part of that, a big part of it is I've never had a Switch. I've never had a Nintendo console on release. Like, I think it's been at most like, I don't even remember when the Switch 1 launched because I didn't get it then. I got it that Christmas. So, like, some time has always passed, so I'm excited to finally be able to keep up with one of my, like, favorite media things and stay on the top of that, so that was a big part of the appeal to me. If that doesn't appeal to you, then, you know, wait and watch. That is what I would recommend. I hadn't actually, like, held these two up to each other yet. Like, that's, wow. I haven't actually done that yet. It looks tiny now. It looks like a Switch Lite in comparison. But yeah, I might do another video on the Switch 2 later once I have spent more time with it, once there's more games out for it and all of that. But I just wanted to make this quick one, so, which may have not actually been very quick, but yeah. Let me know if you got the Switch 2, what you think about it so far, or if you didn't and why. Just keep it civil. There's enough angry corners on the internet, we don't need to make this one. But you're also allowed to have an opinion. Just respectfully. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.